Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Plummer here with your IWC World Heavyweight Champion, Dalton Castle. Now, Dalton, tonight, as you know, you're taking on the winner of the Battle Royal, Luke Gallows, and defending that title. But what you didn't know is he's going to be led to the ring by your friend and mine, Justin LeBar.
Yes, I did know that. I saw them hug each other right after he won the Battle Royal.
I love you!
But here's the thing, all right? I didn't know who was going to win, but that doesn't mean I didn't prepare for it. Luke Gallows is a hell of an athlete. I mean, I question his choice in company. That's poor. But he's a big guy and he can move. But don't think for a second that I won't drop that big, bald idiot on his big, stupid head. I'm the IWC champion, and I'm never giving this up! Ah, yeah!
All right, Pedro, back to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Court Time Sports Complex here in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, it is now time for your IWC New Era main event of the evening. It is a singles contest scheduled for one fall with a 1 hour time limit. Your referee in charge of the action at the sound of the bell, IWC Senior Official, Mr. Troy Davis. Introducing first, the challenger, being accompanied to ringside by Justin LeBar and Amber O'Neal. He weighs in at 305 pounds, wrestling out of Chicago, Illinois. He is a former WWE and TNA superstar, Luke Duck Gallows.
Whether it was Straight Edge Society in WWE or Aces and Eights in TNA, Luke Gallows has been associated with some of the most dangerous and long-standingly dominant factions in this era of professional wrestling, and it's easy to see why. 6'6", 6'7", hovering around that 290 to 300 pound mark. Luke Gallows wasn't even scheduled on this event a couple of weeks ago. However, now he can become IWC champion.
I thought if you're going to hire a gun, you may as well hire a big one. I don't blame any of those groups for looking to get him on board. Take a look at him. Jeez.
Yeah, Amber O'Neal, who we didn't even expect to see here tonight. She's an accomplished athlete in her own right, but she was part of that distraction that was concocted by LeBar, by Gallows, in order to get Jimmy Nuts out of the picture and let Luke Gallows into the main event.
He weighs in at 225 pounds, wrestling out of Albany, New York. He is your reigning and defending IWC Heavyweight Champion, Dalton Castle.
After over a year of pursuing IWC champion John McChesney, Dalton Castle finally got that fair opportunity. Finally got that one-on-one scenario, and boy did he make the most of it. Dalton Castle captured that IWC championship and has promised to take on all comers since then.
It was like he made a decision that he was not walking out of that ring without the title, and he didn't care what happened around it.
And this new era, some call it the era of the Peacock, it's certainly the era of Dalton Castle on top of the International Wrestling Cartel, what some would call a much welcome breath of fresh air.
Well, he needs to ignore everyone that's chanting and worry about the big guy in the ring. Otherwise, Peacock era could end quickly, could become the era of Luke Gallows, the era of Doc, the era of Festus.
Gallows competed in IWC before, while we're going through history. Back in 2004, I believe his name was Dorian DeVille. Saw him tangle with, my memory serves, Giant Tarantula, Pittsburgh legend. First time we've seen him in a decade, though. Ditto for Al Snow, actually, who also appeared in 2004. But Gallows has been touring the world. Not only has he had success throughout the United States, but certainly in Japan as well.
Yeah, definitely. And right now, yeah, you get the feeling that the Peacock is sort of poking the bear.
Yeah, Dalton is not used to being the smaller man in a contest.
Yeah, well, and he is not a small individual, but he is being dwarfed by Luke Gallows at the moment.
Yeah, Dalton fighting for all he has at this point, but Gallows quick to shut down the champion. I believe Gallows is at New Japan Pro Wrestling. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's had success in it.
I believe that is correct.
I believe he's aligned with the current IWGP Tag Champions, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. So once again, best talent in the world find themselves associated with Gallows, such as CM Punk, such as Bully Ray.
Is he part of the Bullet Club?
I believe he is. And it's Dalton.
Oh, look at this.
Intricate pinning combination. Keep in mind, Dalton's collegiate sports amateur background. He certainly knows what he brings to the table. It's not just charisma. It's not just a brawling situation. Dalton Castle is so versatile, so diverse.
Plus, he has all those muscles.
That doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Not as many as Luke Gallows, though.
He didn't ask for him. He just asked him.
Great agility by Dalton. And Dalton is deceptively quick and agile for his size. And I think a matchup like this is certainly where Dalton has to play to that strength more so than usual.
Oh!
And Lamar getting involved.
He absolutely did there. I saw that. I call it like I see it. You were right. He got involved there.
Well, thank you. Keep in mind, LeBar had told, as we have a cover in the ring for two, LeBar had told John McChesney at one point, let me take care of Jimmy Nuts for you. And really, that kind of came to fruition earlier tonight when Gallows eliminated Nuts from the Battle Royal. Now it comes down to LeBar wanting the greed of possessing all the IWC singles championships. RJ City is still Super Indy champion. Can you imagine how much we're going to hear out of LeBar's mouth if Luke Gallows wins the IWC title, which is very possible.
Very, very possible.
Look through IWC history at some of the champions that we have had, from Balls Mahoney, the Sandman, Ricky Reyes. A lot of guys you'd look at and maybe wouldn't picture as the face of the IWC. They've been the face of the IWC.
It doesn't matter how they look, it matters how they are. You know? It's
You don't have to have a long storied career here to be the champion. You could come in the back door and outsmart everybody. And that's the plan with Luke Gallows.
And to be fair, he played to his strengths. Heard there was a battle royal that the winner gets a title shot. Well, yeah, how many people are going to contest him in a battle royal? We saw, two that stood up that were able to hang with him for a bit?
That's less than 10%.
Yes. Well, 2 would be 10%.
There were more than 20 in the match.
Oh, really? I was counting.
They were all Gallows with a slam. And Dalton in trouble here. Down with a splash. And that could do it. Air rushing out of Dalton Castle.
How many were there?
I believe there were maybe as many as 25, but they kept flying out so quickly it was hard to get an exact number.
I was a little distracted at that point.
Practicing your breakdancing again. Gallows with that reverse chin lock. Cuts off that blood supply to the brain via the carotid artery. blood is what transports the oxygen. You don't get oxygen upstairs, the lights go out.
He doesn't have him in the right position to choke him out.
Especially not with Dalton on his feet at this point.
At that point, you just try and make him use as much energy as possible.
And Dalton
a comeback, or trying to, until that giant ham hock just chopped him right down.
Dalton's a great striker, but his targets normally aren't immovable. See how Justin LeBar decorated his leather jacket?
I did.
Got reality check written on the back of it, if we can get a shot of that at some point later on in this matchup as it progresses. I'm sure LeBar will involve himself at some point. We're going to look at it. Jeez! Gallows, nicknamed Doc in Aces and Eights, it stands for Director of Chaos. You can see Gallows living up to that name. Big head of steam, charging in. Oh my God! A clothesline that would make Henson and Bradshaw jealous, and that almost did it. And near 300 pounds normally does not move that fast.
After that clothesline, Dalton Castle should be happy he gets to keep his head, much less might get to keep his title.
Yeah, underscore Mike. Dalton was very confident out here with me in the opening battle royal. But it took a tone for the serious once Dalton's fate was decided.
Well, understandable. All of a sudden, when you're looking at that shaved Yeti coming at you, all of a sudden the jokes may go out the window.
But you know what? Even with Luke Gallows' victory, Dalton never faltered. Dalton never let on to me that he didn't believe Dalton would win. And that, to me, is a big-time mark of a champion. And if there's anybody that can survive this, it may just be Dalton Castle.
Like I said, if you want to be a champion, you have to have the confidence. You have to believe that you are the best. Dalton certainly believes it, for good reason. He's proved how good he is. It's just, if he can't beat Luke Gallows, he's not the best, is he?
It would be true, depending on how LeBar may factor in. And Amber O'Neal. And check out this matchup, turned into an all-out brawl. Look at this. Jeez!
I don't know that I would try a brawl with Luke Gallows.
Gallows breaks the count, smart move, can only win the title in the ring. And check out Dalton with a counter! Hurricane Run, a takeover out of nowhere!
And Dalton getting a chance to clear the cobwebs. Smart move. Not only sent Gallows flying, it got him back in the ring and got some separation. But he needs to get to his feet. Gallows comes in standing.
And Gallows with a wild swing, but Castle trying to build off of that desperation maneuver. Takes the big man down to a knee and keeps him down.
Drop kick to the side of the head.
Dalton with a chance, you gotta stay on your man. Bulldog nicely done. Amber O'Neal on the apron.
Yes, she is. Hello, nurse.
And Dalton, well, look at this! Gallows just clocked Amber O'Neal, and she's out.
I think she just collapsed into Justin LeBar.
And Gallows can't believe what he's done. And Dalton Castle from behind the deadlift. Can he jump at 300 pounds? My God, he did! Dalton Castle retains the title.
Here is your winner, and still IWC Heavyweight Champion, Dalton Castle.
You want to know how you beat Luke Gallows? You dunk him on his head, just like the Peacock said.
What a victory for Dalton Castle. Success successfully defending the IWC Championship, and he earned every single bit of that victory.
Each and every time. And wow, Justin Lamar, slow to get up. Hammer O'Neal got punched.
Oh, look out, Gallows is upset. Lavar's grand plan backfired. He still has the Super Indy Championship, but couldn't rest the IWC Championship. Dalton Castle's championship reign is legit, Jay Worth. Dalton Castle proves, wasn't a fluke, wasn't a one-hit wonder, big-time win over Luke Gallows, and it's only the beginning. But there is the Peacock here in IWC. We thank you very much for joining us from Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, for IWC's A New Era. Thank you for welcoming us here into 2014. We'll see you next time as we venture back to Clearfield.
Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Plummer here with IWC Aftershock. I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt. I know you got a big match tonight. Big League John McChesney, the main event here at IWC's Night of Superstars. And John McChesney's been doing a lot of talking specifically about you as of late. And he was actually on the local news last night. I don't know if you heard what he said, but hopefully you did. I'm wondering what's your response to Big League John McChesney and what are your plans for him right here tonight, Meadville, Pennsylvania?
I've come to Meadville for one reason, and one reason only. And that is to shatter a young man's dreams. Big League McChesney. He's run his mouth on the news, and I know he's a local. But the one they call Goldust, he's gonna kick his ass.
Did you say John McChesney?
What is that?
John McChesney, listen, I know it's hard to not keep your hands off his body, but when you're out there in the ring tonight, do me a favor, do me just one favor. Save some of that fat little boy body for me to beat up. Have fun tonight. John.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a long story, but all right.
Heavyweight championship tonight from the Party Peacock Dalton Castle.
Recently leaving the House of Truth and Truth Martini, somebody I know quite well from my projects, but if he's leaving Truth for Justin LeVar, I don't think he's necessarily trading up.
Downgrade.
There you go. Especially in the fashion department.
Mr. Taven, as you can see, we are not dealing with the brightest of society. So please explain to these toothless morons what you're going to do to Dalton Castle later tonight.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you first. Someone important has a mic. That means you morons shut up and listen.
Largest indoor crowd in IWC in years. Taven doesn't have a friend in the bunch.
Before I came here, I was really excited to make my debut here at IWC. And after doing that meet and greet, I realized I'm in front of the biggest group of white trash that I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, honestly, have you people ever heard of a dentist? Anyone? But I have to say this. You guys are all welcome. You're all welcome because tonight you get to see the longest reigning television champion in Ring of Honor history. Matt Taven is going to make IWC history here tonight after I take all the feathers off the peacock and walk home with the IWC heavyweight champion. Thank you very much, people.
That'll be a long walk back to Massachusetts.
You really, really love me. Thank you.
Well, I don't think Taven will make it out the front door without hearing from this man. The man behind the era of the Peacock finally accomplished his goal several months ago. hasn't looked back since.
That's right, the charismatic milkshake. Dalton Castle on his way to the ring.
Is this what you were talking about?
I can't sit back there and take that anymore. I can't listen to you talk about the nice people of Meadville like that.
The things that you call these people is ironic because it comes from the mouth of somebody who is scum.
I think that's a different Ring of Honor affiliation, actually.
Am I hurting your feelings? Well, I'm about to hurt your face because I'm not waiting till later tonight. We're going to do that title match right now.
What?
Hello, match 3 title match. Let's get it on.
Can nobody follow a format anymore?
Wasting no time. That t-shirt's still on.
Dalton Castle and Matt Taven one-on-one. I'll be honest, Colin, this was one of the matches I was looking most forward to seeing, but never expected to see it this early on the card.
Absolutely. Dalton Castle getting a little bit of the element of surprise over on Matt Taven here. And take nothing away from Dalton Castle, but he's going to need everything he's got against a former Ring of Honor television champion like Matt Taven.
That's right, Matt Taven makes an impact wherever he goes. Ring of Honor Top Prospect Tournament winner, which is what gave him an initial title shot at the television championship about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I've known Matt Taven for a long time. Very impressive.
And up until recently, very underrated. Tell us about the Matt Taven you know that's been succeeding under the radar for quite some time.
Sure, under the radar. Not a lot of people knew him before Ring of Honor, but he was killing it in the Massachusetts scene all over. So not a big surprise when he popped up on Ring of Honor for me. And I'm happy for all his success. A little bit of an attitude, it seems now, but Dalton Castle probably fixed that here in IWC.
To all the fans watching not familiar with Matt Taven, what should we be looking out for?
That moonsault. That moonsault destroyed George Steele one time.
There's a cover near fall.
Matt Taven has a lot of athletic maneuvers, though. Don't let his arrogant, cocky attitude fool you. He's very athletic and very talented.
Absolutely is. And Dalton Castle, I think, when he came into IWC, was a little misunderstood. People thought he was cocky, but really just confident. Oh, Castle from behind. A deadlift German suplex has beat many a man, but Taven sends Castle into the post.
Yeah, Dalton Castle does love that German suplex, and Matt Taven may have been scouted. I mean, Dalton Castle currently resides in the Albany, New York area, not too far from where Matt Taven is. I'm sure Matt Taven's at least somewhat familiar with Dalton Castle and vice versa.
Certainly. And Taven focusing on that left arm and shoulder of Dalton Castle. Castle's got some unreal power in those limbs of his.
Sure. Dalton Castle, you may not know it just from looking at him, but he's one of the strongest human beings I've ever met in my entire life.
Well, as you see Taven grinding that arm and shoulder on that steel ring post, that post is not rounded. It has edges that will dig into your skin.
And I mean, good strategy by Taven. Take away one of the arms so he's not as powerful. But I'm almost positive that Dalton Castle could deadlift him with one arm.
Keep in mind, Dalton was able to elevate as we have an armbar takedown by Taven. Divorce court, if Jim Cornette were here. And there's a cover by Taven. Count of one. But Dalton was able to deadlift 300 pounds of Doc, Director Chaos, Luke Gallows, whatever you want to call him. You can call him that as well. You can call him Dorian DeVille from his IWC stay 10 years ago. But either way, he's 300 pounds. He's
Sure.
6'7".
And Dalton put him over seemingly no problem. So, I mean, yes, Taven, take out one arm, but I think you're going to have to take out that other arm if you really want to take down Dalton Castle and take away the power and the strength, because he is crazy strong.
Absolutely. I don't think Dalton realizes how strong he is. And if he perhaps applied himself a bit more as a serious competitor, which will probably never happen, but it works for him, he would certainly be able to explore that even more and may have a reputation for what you call the deceptive strength that he does possess.
Sure, I think he uses that attitude and that goofiness to kind of surprise people, though. People walk into a match with Dalton Castle, they see the flamboyance and they see the charisma of him, and they don't expect much, but man, can he wrestle.
And you can see how success has changed Matt Taven over the past couple of years. So distracted. So full of himself. So desperate for that adulation.
Yeah, I think this is a match that both these guys have been looking forward to for quite a while, so I think nothing's going to be left on the table here, though.
And it's very interesting to me that Justin LaBar has taken it upon himself to end the title reign of Dalton Castle. We saw him involved.
Does that really surprise you?
Not so much, but it surprises me that he's sort of taken up the fight for John McChesney.
Okay.
Because we've seen him recruit Gallows. We've seen him recruit Joseph Brooks. We've seen McChesney have opportunities. And we've seen Bobby Fish get involved, another man who, until recently, was associated with Team Big League, until he was unceremoniously fired by John McChesney.
Yeah, well, LaBar represents RJ City, who has the Super Indy title right now, and what another feather in his cap to have the heavyweight title as well.
Wouldn't that be scary? We'd never hear the end of it.
Nope. I'd like to hear the end of it.
Yeah, well, hopefully that'll come at the hands of Dalton Castle.
Summertime's coming. That leather jacket can't just remain on all the time.
Well, we've been waiting long enough. Hasn't changed yet. Now that he's got it airbrushed, I think he takes even more care of it. It's like a child to him.
Did you notice that Matt Taven put that headband back on?
He did.
You think that headband's got some powers or something?
Yeah, it's got powers of his confidence, of all about cosmetics. He wants to not just kick your butt, but look good doing it.
And a beautiful drop kick by Dalton Castle.
Seamless motion.
True story, me and Dalton Castle went to kindergarten together.
Really?
You're welcome.
Why are you thanking me? Because you guys went to kindergarten.
I don't know. Little known fact.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that explains a lot about one or both of you, but Dalton Castle, beautiful takeover, 2-0.
That's that strength we were talking about. Taven tried to take away the arm, but still so much power.
And that's the advantage of Dalton also having a collegiate background in athletics as well, knowing that weight positioning, knowing that balance, something that really is ingrained in him from the start of his athletic career.
Sure, not just a pretty face. He's got some smarts in him, too.
Well, you've been tracing his academic career back to kindergarten, so you should know.
That's right. He went to my first grade birthday party at USA Skate. What's up, Dalton?
5 minutes gone by this contest, 5 minutes.
I got pictures, I'll show you. We're going to make 8x10s of them.
We'll do some B-roll over the screen since we know how to do that now, but be that as it may.
Dalton Castle on roller skates in first grade. Get behind it. Matt Taven getting behind this, though. Send across, no, a reversal.
Dalton is still hurting, though.
Wow, stopping under and a big heel kick.
That shuts Dalton down right away. You can see Dalton, I'm not saying he's on fumes, but I'm saying Dalton is perhaps more in danger than he has been since winning the IWC Championship.
Sure, Matt Taven may be a newcomer around here, but anybody who knows Matt Taven would not be surprised that Matt Taven in firm control here of Dalton Castle.
And we've seen plenty of guys come into IWC from the outside and win a championship and cement their spot on the roster. We've had some very unusual champions over the years, Sandman, Balls Mahoney.
It's the unknown, though. It's the unknown. Here in IWC, a lot of us see each other every month, so we kind of know what we're expecting with an opponent that we see every month. With a guy like Matt Taven, you don't exactly know what they're bringing to the table. Going for that moonsault!
Jeez!
This could be it, too!
2-0! Dalton Castle with George the Animal Steel like fury, powering out. And Taven's in shock. Check out that reaction. Matt Taven told me before the show he wanted all of his moves to contain his name. That's how pompous and cocky. I guess that was the Taven salt.
Sure.
I see you care deeply about this.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with something more clever, but Taven salt was all I came up with as well, so... Woo! Big shot there by Dalton Castle. Fighting back, using what he's got.
Dalton trying to psych himself back into this.
Come on, Dalton.
Taven has taken the sixth man, the crowd, out of this matchup largely. Low bridge.
They love him. They really love him.
Dalton lands on his feet, though.
Taking this fight to the floor.
Not a lot of room out there.
Seen this before.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about seamless motion. You send Dalton one way, he comes back like a boomerang.
That's right. That strength, that athleticism. Dalton Castle going back after him.
Gee, heat-seeking missile.
Takes him right into the guardrail and high-fives a couple of the fans. Here we go, Dalton.
Now notice Dalton didn't go through the second and third ropes. Dalton elevated himself through the first and second rope. It was a straight line to Taven that was all impact, one straight shot.
He took no time, didn't hit any extra ropes, just went straight at him.
Shades of Austin Aries by Dalton Castle.
Dalton Castle looking focused now, but took that kick to the mush.
Yeah, Dalton takes all challenges seriously.
Uh-oh.
Taven caught. Release overhead.
Good night. 1, 2.
And can you believe, Colin, the energy in this building in just the third matchup?
Sure, this is the third matchup. This is the title match. That just shows you what kind of stacked lineup we have ahead of us. Any of these matches could main event this show. Back to the arms. Smart move by Taven.
Taven lost that television for a while, but when he sensed perhaps Dalton going in for the kill, Taven knew he had to finish what he started.
Yeah, absolutely. Taven back on offense now, and Dalton really looking in trouble again.
And again, this is a position that we have not seen Dalton since his wars with John McChesney.
Right. Not since becoming the champion.
Not since battling the great Ray Rowe, recent Ring of Honor signee.
Yes, absolutely. Taven's got him hooked up.
Nothing doing, wasted too much time. And Dalton, you notice, didn't have enough strength in that arm to get the impact Dalton wanted. Now going for the German. Counter. And Dalton
got him!
In position, can he get him over? Oh, that shoulder must be racked with agony. But Dalton did it.
Here is your winner and sole IWC Heavyweight Champion, Dalton Castle.
And this was one, Colin, that Dalton Castle earned in every sense of the word.
Absolutely huge win for Dalton Castle right there.
Dalton knows he's been through a war. The question is, will Justin LaBar have something else? Will there be a next step?
That's right, this is the Peacock era, and cementing that Peacock era with a huge win over a former Ring of Honor television champion.
Hope to see Matt Taven a lot more in IWC. But
absolutely.
What adversaries are next for the Party Peacock? Dalton Castle. Third of 3 championships about to be decided as somebody who started here in IWC from the age of 16, paid his dues, worked his butt off, now touring the world, comes back home to reclaim a prize he once held.
This is the first for challenger. He weighs in at 195 pounds, wrestling out of the Philippines. He's the TNA Impact Wrestling star, a former X Division champion, and IWC's own DJ Seymour.
DJ Z, best known these days as a DJ, the Pro Man. Robbie E, Jesse Goddard, but before that, Zima, Ion, then known as Zima Zion, one of the most successful in IWC history. To my recollection, the only man to capture every IWC championship.
As far as I recall, the only first-class crown within IWC.
Not only that, he's held 2 of those championships twice, and also won a Super Indy tournament. So decorated, so successful, but not the same DJ Z you remember from last year. Easier said than done. DJ Z, who was Super Indy champion late last year. Just about 10 months ago, he won that championship. And DJ Z, of course, is scheduled with TNA, keeps him away from IWC quite a bit.
But to go from losing the Super Indy Championship to coming back and winning the IWC title, what a bounce back that could be for the IWC portion of DJZ's career.
Very true. And I'm sure he would love to hold it one more time.
And there you see the prize.
As Dalton said, you've held the title, but you haven't held this belt. So.
DJZ has also been the X Division champion. He has managed, DJ'd, whatever you want to call it, the World Tag Team Champions in TNA. He's been surrounded by gold almost his entire professional life, and actually a lot of fanfare concerning the return of DJZ here to IWC. KDKA TV Channel 2 News, a feature on DJZ earlier this week.
Oh! And I'm pretty sure Dalton Castle just called him Baby Gal.
Well, you've had a lot of unique comments over the interesting hairstyles of DJZ through the years. I think this one tops them all.
Oh, it's impressive. I mean, when you think DJ, you have to have a certain level of flair. Like a Friday's waitress, actually.
Well, certainly when you think champion, you think Dalton Castle. He has turned back no challengers within IWC, without IWC.
I want to point out, Dalton Castle started with Mind Games, and DJZ here has been playing them right along with him. He keeps backing into a corner and ducking into the ropes anytime Dalton Castle wants to try and pursue the match. And that is one heck of a stance by Dalton.
It's something, all right. Dalton loves that psychological aspect. You never really know what he's thinking or where he's coming from. But quite obviously, it's worked for him.
Nice shoulder block. DJZ back and recouping.
A lot of noises around here. We got air horn noises and peacock noises and.
Oh, that's an air horn.
Or whatever you call that DJZ noise.
I thought it was the start of Beethoven's Fifth.
I don't think that's what that is.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Maybe it's the remix.
No one?
I'm familiar with the song, yes.
Heathens, ingrates.
Heathens?
Heathens, ingrates. Uncultured swine.
And the fans are, I guess, daring Dalton Castle to go after DJZ's headphones.
And DJZ has some words for that. Hey, where are you going? Do not touch those.
Yeah. Please, good sir. Not much he can do about it, though. And again, Dalton getting in the head of DJZ, though. That's the plan. Well, Dalton wants to have some fun and compete. DJZ just wants to add another notch to his resume.
You can see the frustration levels starting to raise in Dalton. Oh!
And he got the headphones.
He just dumped them outside. And now he has full reign over those headphones.
Oh, no. That's DJZ's personal property. You gonna give him away?
Noise cancel, you might not be able to hear it.
Hit the music!
What?
What happened to my life?
He'll break him.
Oh, no.
He'll break him.
DJZ won't be able to introduce Robbie, though, and Jesse, though, without those trusty headphones.
Ingrates wanted to go.
Why are they keeping Ingrates? Dalton may break something else on DJZ's anatomy.
Might chip a nipple throwing chops like that. I heard they have prosthetic ones now.
It's not about nipples, it's about the IWC title. There's a soundbite for you.
Yeah, but the nipples are chrome, so.
I don't care. DJZ, double handful of air, and Zima turns things around.
Finish done by this contest, 5 minutes.
And now Zima's angry.
Well, as if he wasn't before, been angry since the headphones got introduced.
Jesse, hit the music. Let me show you
And now, Zima's turn.
He's showing us how it's done.
What's that? Never mind.
I think those are pink boxer briefs. They might be more of a purple. Did you say pink or purple?
I think he stole those from Sergio Butterscotch, but be that as it may, Dalton again firmly in the head and around the pants of DJZ.
Around the waist as well. And I think DJZ went up under the waist.
Well, he's got to re-trouser himself. And Dalton from the blind side.
Well, he doesn't have that belt redone. This could happen again. I'm just warning the fans at home.
Tope and Elo by the X Division standout. DJZ thoroughly humiliated by Dalton Castle every which way, and now finally able to get something going for himself.
Clearly keeping the title on his mind. He got this back into the ring so he can win the title.
Keep in mind, DJZ won the largest IWC tournament in history, 2-day affair, heavyweight title tournament, to become the IWC champion back in, I believe, 2008.
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly not a slouch. He doesn't need the head games. He can compete with the best of them. It's just, why go through the effort if a couple of head games will get you there quicker?
Well, I don't think they necessarily are for DJZ. It was that shot from behind that really turned the tides.
True.
Zima. Unique submission attempt. Zima's schooled all over the world. He's competed in Mexico, Japan, Europe, all over the place. Showing some of that world travel nature right now.
He can do lucha as easily as he can do Flores, as easy as he can do Lancashire, as easy as he can do strong style.
Dalton trying to fight back to the vertical base, trying to negate some leverage. And Dalton uses that thick back to counter out of DJZ's grasp.
Double knees to the back.
Yeah, and Dalton's hurting. Spring in, DDT, no caught. That power of Dalton. Oh, with the release suplex.
He just tossed him right over his back like a thing you toss over your back. I couldn't think of anything I actually toss over my back.
Couldn't do it without you, Jay.
Cape? Would cape have worked?
Dalton Castle, his suplex game is second to none. We'll be looking at that deadlift German to finish things off, but DJZ not going to let it get that far. Now, there's an argument to that point. He's not going to fly into the corner with a knee. Good deck with the Bulldog follow through.
Combination slam and press all in one motion there.
Yeah, and the clothesline to the outside. The DJZ in big time trouble.
30. Oh, he's back behind again.
Yeah, step ahead, but Dalton sees it coming this time. And the Peacock connects with a heat-seeking missile.
Through the bottom two ropes, you normally don't see that with someone of the size of Dalton Castle.
And that gives Dalton all the more impact. It was straight through in one solid motion, straight into DJZ. No up and over.
Oh!
They left German! Dalton's got this one, no!
10 minutes gone by in this contest, 10 minutes.
We've seen him put away competitor after competitor, man after man with that.
Second attempt. Can Zima survive two?
Oh, he tried to slide under.
Roll through. Got in. No. Half a count away from a new IWC champion.
Oh!
Third time. DJZ hangs on. Cross kick right to the temple. Good night, new champion. No.
Laser-like precision on that. Perfectly in the temple.
And Zima can't believe that wasn't it.
That was so in the temple, you'd think it was Rosh Hashanah.
And DJZ turning his frustrations to this huge packed crowd here at the Court Time Sports Center.
Dalton still not recovered, still not to his feet.
And Zima caught himself in the ropes. Looking to spring in that DDT, second attempt. Got enough time. So much momentum, but an air fall.
Oh, he's positioning, and we've seen him do the 450 before.
Yeah.
Could be looking for it here.
So dangerous from the top rope. Mocking Dalton Castle. And Dalton making him pay. From way up high.
Zima fighting out of it. Attempt number 2.
Yeah. 450! Nobody home! Oh, Zima landed hard. Right in that midsection. History of injuries there as well. And Dalton.
Oh, right on the back of the neck. That's it.
Dalton retains the championship.
Here's your winner in steel, IWC Heavyweight Champion,
We talk about the precision aim of Zima's kick. Dalton Castle planted him squarely on the back of his neck. He couldn't have hit that any more perfect.
Great title defense for Dalton Castle, who turns back another world caliber challenger here in IWC. Jayworth, what do you got to do to stop Dalton Castle's reign?
Right now, I have no idea. He is performing as well as I've ever seen him perform. He deserves that championship.
And it's all about the IWC Championship. It's all about the gold. But coming up next, Jayworth, it's all about the steel. The cage will be erected, and we will go to war. But first, we will crown a #1 contender for the Super Indy Championship. So much danger ahead, Jayworth.
It's going to be a great night. Keep watching this.
The cage erected. We go to war. Coming up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, fresh off the box, before the next singles match, it's time for a one fall, and it's for the IWC Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, in the Charisma
to perhaps two of the most dominant men, perhaps the most dominant man in IWC over the past year. RJ City broke what many have called the Super Indy curse. He went coast to coast in that field. First man in history to do it. And once he lost that Super Indy title, he immediately tried to upgrade, immediately focusing on Dalton Castle and the IWC Championship. And it's hard to argue the track record and success of RJ City.
I don't mean to be rude, my tubby little friend, but that's not how you say my name. And if you don't know how to say my name by now, then you're as dumb as you look. You know, the name of the show is Winner Takes All. And I gotta say, I kind of disagree with that title. I disagree with that title because there is not one damn thing I would take from this building. I won't take any of your applause. I won't take any of your respect. I sure as hell wouldn't take you home. You want to know why? It's because I'm not a taker. I am a giver. I do nothing but give. I keep giving, and I give some more. I give you charisma. I give you this beautiful face. And I give you entertainment like you have never seen. And ladies and gentlemen, sorry to say it, but I'm about to give a peacock a broken freaking neck, and there's not a damn thing he can do about it, because I am forever and always the man who put the entertainment back in sports entertainment, and your new, that's right, new IWC World Champion, the gift that keeps on giving, RJ City!
And that, Jack Corpella, is why I hate the term sports entertainment. The man who renamed the Super Indy title the Sports Entertainment Championship, what the hell's he going to do if he gets the IWC World Heavyweight title? And we're getting a fight.
But Joe, he may give his manager, Justin LeBar, the beating of a lifetime if he doesn't win this match. Remember, Dalton Castle will get 5 minutes alone with LeBar if he wins. LeBar's not a superstar. LeBar's not a wrestler. He's not trained for this.
No, he's barely a human being. And RJ sent into the guardrail, and Dalton Castle continuing this reign of dominance. He's been on for a year. I believe he's the third longest reigning IWC champion there has ever been. He's beaten Doc Gallows, Bobby Fish, Zema Ion, so many down the line. Jimmy Vegas, they've all stepped up to Dalton, but none of them have been able to take the crown.
Yeah, certainly one of the most epic runs here in IWC, an incredible tenure for a champion. It's not easy to have a long title reign in this day and age with so many tough competitors constantly coming after you. Everybody wants an opportunity. Everybody wants a shot at what matters most.
Dalton has really dominated the field over the past 12 months, but so too can be said about RJ City in the Super Indy division. We talk about winning that tournament, beating Facade and Sammy Guevara in the final round. He survived Matt Taven on the way there. He survived Andrew Palace on the way there.
Oh, my!
Ouch.
He defended against M-Dog Matt Cross. RJ has faced some of the best Super Indy style athletes we've seen and beat them. And it hasn't always been ethical. RJ hasn't always done it on the straight and narrow. But the bottom line is he's done it. And the end result, by hook or crook, could be RJ City IWC champion. And this company will absolutely change if it does.
What's Castle got on his mind? Oh! Vicious.
And this match has not even gotten in the ring yet.
Now, Joe, correct me here, because you know better than me, but it seems like Castle has not given in to many games, has not let competitors...
Oh, look at this! Oh. That's Dalton's signature maneuver, that deadlift German. But RJ counters. That could have been not just the end of the match, the end of RJ City.
It seems like Castle has really let LeBar and City get inside his head. Would you agree?
I would say so, and I think Castle's usually a guy that's perpetrating the mind games. Loves calling himself the party peacock. Loves to have fun out here. But Castle, we've seen on IWC Aftershock and IndyWrestling.us. Dalton's not even safe in his own locker room.
You can see LeBar antagonizing, talking smack. God only knows what he's saying. I just wonder, is Castle thinking ahead? Is he thinking about getting that 5 minutes alone with LeBar and letting that overshadow the fact that he's got to pin City's shoulders to the mat?
That is a very good question. LeBar certainly has acquired a lot of knowledge.
Look at LeBar in there. Come on. Who wouldn't want to knock him out?
As if the leather jacket and white shoes weren't obnoxious enough.
LeBar's made a lot of enemies in this promotion over the last year.
And now that you're here, we have a new one.
Joe, I can tell you firsthand. I knew LeBar many years ago. He was such a nice, polite, fresh-faced kid. But since his show has grown, he's got more views, his ego has spiraled out of control.
I'll tell you what, and you know what, shame on me, but I was one of the first high-ranking individuals to let Justin LeBar into the professional wrestling business.
Sure.
And this is not the same Justin LeBar that I knew. He's completely transformed.
No.
And honestly, it's one of the decisions I regret. And the match is finally started.
We get a bell. Maybe that was the wake-up call Castle needed.
Yeah. Now we're in Dalton's element. But I find it very encouraging, just the vastly different type of styles Dalton has been able to defeat. Of course, you're familiar with Gallows, formerly Luke Gallows, 300-pound, smash mouth in your face, and DJ Z, who's the antithesis of Gallows, but still very, very skilled in his own right, and equal on par with him in terms of danger for winning a championship. Dalton's overcome both and a lot in between.
Sure. Castle's a fighting champion. He's a proud competitor. He's made it clear that anybody who wants to travel, hold on, to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he'll take them on. But I'm not so sure any matchup has been this personal.
Check out that deadlift. Check out that quad strength, that lower body that it takes to elevate somebody from the ground with negative leverage, no momentum, and take them overhead.
But here's what I'm noticing again, Joe. Look at where Castle's looking. Right now, his focus continues to be on Justin LeBar. He's giving LeBar glances. Is that going to take away the energy he needs to concentrate on City?
Well, I think that's why Justin LeBar's out there. He's a constant distraction. He's a constant nuisance. He's always renting space in your head. And that perhaps is the most valuable skill that he possesses. And there you see the after effects. RJ connects with Dalton.
I'm sure you would agree. City is the type of competitor where you need 100% focus on him. A very tough individual. The fact that LeBar's providing a distraction right now, uncalled for. Come on, Rap.
We've seen LeBar pull gentlemen's legs off the ropes, throw beverages in their faces. LeBar, he's not a tough guy. I'm not sure if he could crack an egg, but he certainly makes his opinion and his presence very well known.
Cover here, hold on. Boy, City almost becoming our new champion right there.
Yeah. And then we wouldn't hear the end of sports entertainment. We wouldn't hear the end of death to technical wrestling and death to high flying.
And you got to believe in the back. The man who has worked so hard to build this promotion the last few years, Chuck Roberts, has got to be pulling for Dalton Castle, who has so proudly carried that title. And we saw moments ago the disdain that Roberts has for LeBar.
Well,
Chuck Roberts would probably love to see LeBar take a 5-minute beating on his last night here in IWC.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, LeBar's made no friends already. He forced Justin Plummer to walk out on his job, and that's disappointing. As much grief as I've given Plummer over the years, He's got a lot of passion and dedication and did not deserve that in the least.
Well, LeBar and City really crossed the line from what I understand. Made some derogatory comments about Robert's family. Really, really crossed the line with the emotional year that Chuck has had. Certainly, no one should be picking on the great Chuck Roberts.
Not at all, but nothing is sacred to these gentlemen. And what you're going to look for, RJ City loves to finish his opponents in the most simplistic of ways to prove his cause. In his mind, wrestling is boring. It's all about RJ City entertainment. RJ has a lethal sleeper hold. He calls good night, everybody. If that gets cinched in, we may have a new champion. And now both men dangerously, precariously battling on that ring apron. That's the hardest part of a wrestling ring. Metal meets wood.
Look at this again. LeBar, no call for that.
Yeah,
Come on, ref.
See. Dalton trying to elevate RJ off that apron with that German suplex.
I'm not sure why LeBar's even allowed to be out here. It's causing major disruption in this championship matchup.
Yeah, technicalities, contract loopholes. He finds ways, trust me. And there's the sleeper. Good night, everybody. It's in the ropes, so it cannot lead to a decision, although RJ could have been disqualified.
If that was in the middle of the ring, we'd have a new champion right now.
That's very, very astute of you. And you can see in just 4.5 seconds the damage it did to Dalton. Right on that carotid artery. And Dalton has to shake the cobwebs.
Surprised we're not hearing any woos tonight. The painful, excruciating chops made famous by Ric Flair, the Nature Boy.
Well, you heard that plain as day. RJ.
Don't threaten the ref, RJ. You don't want to get disqualified. Champion certainly will retain the title.
RJ not in a singing mood. Not in an a cappella mood.
Oh, double axe handle off the top rope.
RJ has come here with a mission, and as successful as RJ has been, as successful as RJ has been, I don't know that I've seen him more focused and determined and serious than he is at this point against Dalton Castle.
Castle, one of the most headstrong and adamant competitors in the Federation, however.
Yeah, Dalton Castle, really, ever since that groundswell of support, ever since that 1.5-year odyssey to get to the IWC title, it's been no looking back. But this may be Dalton's toughest test he's encountered.
City wisely throws Castle to the outside. Is this the opportunity?
Watch LeBar lurking. And Dalton's hurt. Dalton's disoriented.
I'm not so sure Dalton will be able to continue, Joe. This could be it for him.
Well, you'd hate to see it end like this, although the title cannot change hands on a countout. You see Dalton trying to get feeling back into his arm, trying to walk off this pain?
Yeah, having trouble standing on both feet.
That's a scary situation.
May have twisted the ankle. Oh, no. Oh!
Jeez. Dalton gets hung up. I'm not sure if it connected with the throat as RJ intended, but still able to restrict the breathing capacity momentarily. RJ full of himself. RJ's so in his element right now. Everybody's looking at him. Center of attention. An attention hog.
Well, before the match, RJ said he was going to give the fans more entertainment than they would ever dream of. Said he would put on a show. He said he's a giver, not a taker.
Well, in RJ's mind, RJ's the most entertaining thing ever. But Dalton, I think each of these blows is just serving to fire him up.
Here comes the spirit of the champion. This is why Dalton has retained the title for over a year here in IWC. Oh!
Dalton responds. Dalton feeling no pain at this point.
Adrenaline running through his veins.
And a much more concerned look in the body language of Justin LeBar. Oh. RJ City just spit on Dalton.
Nothing more disrespectful you can do to a man than spit on him.
And that's only made the cause even worse. Second time's the charm.
Whoa!
Dalton got him on the takeover that time. RJ had countered earlier. You don't expect to see Dalton that light on his feet, but certainly he's able to snap off some very deceptive, agile maneuvers. But again, Dalton just kind of wanders over, tries to walk off, get a respite. RJ in bad shape too, though.
Dalton's staying poised, doing a good job of keeping his composure, but Joe, I've noticed all throughout this match, Dalton seems to be peering at Justin LeBar out of the corner of his eye. I just don't, hold on, cover here.
Got it! No!
I just don't know if Dalton's going to be able to overcome the distraction. Do you see how nervous Justin LeBar is in the background? LeBar realizes he was seconds away right there from 5 minutes of hell. 5 minutes of an ungodly beating.
I think LeBar needs a security blanket.
What's Dalton have on his mind?
Oh, that deadlift German, you gotta believe. It's put so many away. RJ knows it, he's got a hold of the official. Come on.
Totally uncalled for.
RJ goes downstairs, creates the diversion, and follows through.
So resourceful in City.
Make no mistake about that. That is what saved RJ City. RJ City does not do that. Dalton Castle's on his way to the back, still champion.
City is a believer in the old saying, nice guys finish last. He doesn't care if he has to step over his own grandmother to win the championship. That's what he'll do.
And the obligatory 10 count. Neither man is to their feet by the count of 10. This will be a double count out. In a draw, the title goes to the champion. Sounds like RJ's got something in mind.
Back to the sleeper.
Good night, everybody.
AKA the rear naked choke. This time he's gotten in the center of the ring.
And Dalton fading fast.
Can Castle overcome? Are we witnessing the beginning of a new championship reign, Joe?
I'm a big fan of Dalton Castle. I followed his journey here since day one in IWC, but you gotta believe we're about to see a changing of the guard.
Castle up to his feet. Where's he finding the strength?
Oh, got him again. That's the third time in this contest. And every time RJ's able to slip that on, it does a little bit more damage. And eventually that's going to catch up with Dalton no matter how tough he is.
Sure. Oh. Dalton's so tough, so resilient.
Yeah, Dalton just firing away with everything he has at this point.
Oh, my.
RJ with the double knee.
That can do it, Joe. Is that it?
Cover. No! Less than a half a second away from a new IWC champion.
You smell like duty!
Joe, I'm certainly not manly enough to be in there. Hold on a second. I give all these competitors all the respect in the world, and I've talked to a few of them who have been in the sleeper hold, aka the rear naked choke, and they say it's a terrible sense of panic. You start feeling your toes and your fingers going numb, and then you just fade out. And that certainly has to be what Castle experienced moments ago. It takes a certain individual to even be able to continue after that.
Now, we've seen Dalton try to shake his arm, walk on a limp, try to get feeling back in those body parts. Oh, look at this!
Oh! Shoots the half.
Got it! And not even a kick out, but just grabbing the rope. And I think LeBar's having heart palpitations.
Yeah, I think he is too. LeBar realizes him and his main client could be in some serious trouble.
That German again, but RJ grabbing on once again to whatever he can. Referee trying to cause a break, and what is LeBar doing? I don't want to take my eyes off of him. Oh, the German!
Oh,
got
beautiful!
It! Got it! Oh no!
Dalton couldn't hold him.
Oh, the arm gave out that arm and shoulder.
Dislocated his shoulder.
Oh, that would have been it. That's the second time RJ got saved.
I'm worried about the champ. He may have tore his rotator cuff. I mean, victory was literally in his grasp, but he couldn't withstand the pain.
Requires such a degree of power, such a degree of precision to pull off a maneuver like that, and certainly wrestling sometimes is a game of inches, and sometimes your body just will not cooperate with your mind. Hopefully, Dalton can recover.
I believe the official was encouraging Castle to call it quits.
Again! Come on, LeBar!
Hold on!
No, not like this! RJ almost stole it. We've seen that many times with a Super Indy title.
Oh, no.
Pile driver counter.
Beautiful reversal. He
got it!
He got him, Joe!
Here's your winner and still IWC Heavyweight Champion, Dalton Castle!
It wasn't the way we expected it, but it certainly counts. And that devilish grin on Dalton Castle is because he knows he survived and he knows what's about to come.
Is Justin LeBar still at ringside? I think he may have taken off.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, due to a pre-match stipulation, Dalton Castle now receives 5 minutes in the ring with Justin LeBar.
No way to talk your way out of this one.
Well, from what I understand, security had to block the exits to keep LeBar in the arena. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide for Justin LeBar.
Nobody may know how scared Justin LeBar is right now except for his dry cleaner.
And someone, LeBar trying to get out of here. Do they have that exit block?
I hope so.
I think LeBar's out of the arena.
He just scurried out the front door.
Look at Chuck Roberts. He can't believe it.
Well, this is a legally binding contract, pal. I don't think this is gonna work.
Rest assured, Chuck Roberts will see Justin LeBar in court. He'll fight this thing with lawyers if he has to. But Chuck's got to have a great sense of satisfaction on his final night, knowing that Castle came out victorious and continues his reign as IWC champion.
I have a feeling maybe one way or another we have seen. Wait a second.
Once again, still your IWC Heavyweight Champion, Dalton Castle.
Roberts didn't get to see LeBar take the major league beating he was hoping for, but I don't know, Joe. You tell me. He looks like a pretty happy guy right now.
Yeah, Dalton Castle got the big one, got what counts. He certainly was able to attain that IWC championship and keep it from the sports entertainment happy hands of RJ City. Great to see Dalton Castle still on top. But we ain't even done yet, Jack. 2 big matchups yet to come on Winner Take All. Colin Delaney, the ECW extremely cute wrestler, decided back at Retro Reunion that the tag team of Haught and Cute had overstayed its welcome. Colin Delaney turned his back. Physically, mentally, psychologically, every way you can turn your back on a friend. When he left Keith Haught laying after their unsuccessful bid to become #1 contenders for the Tag Team Championship that was won by Bobby Shields and Nikki Valentino Flex Appeal.
Stop, look and watch. Ready yet? Get set. It's all.
And now this is who Colin hangs out with. RJ City former Super Indy champion, sports entertainment champion, by any name. RJ losing to Andrew Palace a month ago, but immediately set his sights on Dalton Castle. RJ told me earlier tonight that December, it's Peacock season. And you heard Chuck Roberts make the match earlier. Dalton and RJ for the championship, but a special stipulation we'll get into in just a moment as we meet the opponents in this tag team main event. Haught has had some of the best experiences of his career recently, most notably back at Proving Ground in July, when Keith Haught, albeit for a moment in time, seemed to have captured the Super Indy title from RJ City. The decision was unfortunately overturned, but man, Keith Haught proved he could do it, much against what Colin claims. Dalton Castle, Party Peacock, has made 2014 his year. Wins over everyone, from Bobby Fish to Doc Gallows to DJ Z. Dalton Castle, one of the top 4 longest running reigns in IWC title history. Dalton is always unpredictable, but has more of a mean streak, more focus than he ever had before. And I guess Keith Haught found himself a new dancing partner. Used to be Keith Haught and Colin Delaney's pre-match ritual. Now Colin looks like he's going to be sick. What a transformation in just a short amount of time. Colin went from having fun and partying to just a sinister, mean disposition. And what a unique tag match this is going to be. Never would I have thought Colin and Keith Haught would have been on separate sides of the ring. And never would I have thought the IWC champion, and up until recently Super Indy champion, would be in the same matchup at the same time.
It's my wrestling time now. This is the time where I kick people in the mouth and I drop them on their head. I got my man Keith Haught with me right now. And there ain't no building in all of North America that can contain this charisma right here.
We got a new charismatic milkshake on the scene. Not much adulation for Team LeBar.
Keith Haught, everybody!
There's some version of chemistry for you. Not many people understand Dalton Castle fully, but I think Keith Haught and Dalton Castle figured each other out. And this is what we want to see. Colin Delaney, Keith Haught, former IWC Tag Team Champions. And Colin giving him a free shot.
I hope Colin's not so full of himself to... Free headlock. Kaufman Lawler-esque. Could there be a similar end for one of these athletes? And it's Keith with a takedown. Keith has the mask, quite obviously. And nothing but insult there. And Colin wants nothing to do with Keith Haught. Colin claims to Keith, quote, I plucked you from obscurity. And you need that killer instinct. Colin says turning on Keith, he was, quote, doing you a favor. Wow. Colin not making friends. And listen to this reaction for Keith Haught, the Bearcat. RJ City. Again, momentum is key in a matchup like this. RJ will meet Dalton Castle for the IWC Championship 4 weeks' time, winner take all, 2014. As Dalton's temper gets the best of him for a moment. If RJ wins, great, he's the IWC champion. If RJ City is unsuccessful, Chuck Roberts threw in that caveat. Dalton Castle gets 5 minutes in the ring alone with Justin LaBar. I don't think Dalton will need all 5, but I'm certain he'll sure as heck use them. RJ, the Nickelodeon Splatlot superstar, who was pinned by Keith Haught over the summer, better not get too full of himself because Keith Haught's showing glimpses of that greatness once again. And this kid has newfound confidence ever since that Super Indy title near win. And Colin Delaney wasn't even there in the corner. Wasn't even there to support his partner. RJ tagged in Colin, who's... Colin's still arguing with a little kid. Funny how that worked out. And Colin now getting some comeuppance. And Delaney, our first taste of him in in-ring action since his turn on Keith Haught. Wait a second. Oh, Colin gets caught, only for a moment. Jackknife pin, now Dalton on top. Great counter wrestling. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to get dizzy? Call me crazy, but I don't think this is working. To anybody at home, your DVD is not skipping. Well, that escalated quickly and awkwardly. Try to watch a wrestling match and an argument broke out. Obviously a very psychological matchup. Perhaps the old Larry Zbyszko game of human chess, if you will. It's psych out tactics here, knowing the stakes at hand a month away. And these are four of the best at getting in their opponents' heads. You're watching four masters at work. Delaney, crucifix position, but this ain't gonna end well. Twisting sidewalk slam. Champion cover? No. RJ gets the knee up and pays for it. Dalton dominating this matchup thus far. Low bridge by RJ. No. Dalton lands on his feet. The champion's unstoppable. Oh no, the bar, come on. Not that I should be surprised. And Dalton tastes the steel sternum first.
Shut your mouth or I will knock you out!
5 minutes have been by in this matchup. 5 minutes.
And Team LeBar has turned the tide. And Dalton finds himself in trouble for the first time in this matchup. And Delaney taunted Keith Haught when there's nothing Keith can do about it. When they were both in the ring, Colin hightailed it. And Keith's emotions, unfortunately, allow RJ and Colin carte blanche behind the back of the official. RJ covers. Only a count of 2. And if RJ can pin Dalton Castle here, a month before his IWC title opportunity, that will be major, major momentum and bragging rights, leading into the biggest matchup of RJ's career. Dalton tries to break the grasp of RJ, neck breaker, but backslide counter. Backslide, the move RJ thought would win him his Super Indy title in his matchup with Andrew Palace. Almost came back to haunt him. That's Colin Delaney back in. And I'll give Colin credit. I think Colin has been very underrated in IWC thus far. I mean, he gets overlooked a lot more than he deserves. And I think the best from Colin Delaney is yet to come here in IWC. But the drastic measures he took to undermine and belittle his friend in order to get there certainly left a lot to be desired. And I'm a Colin fan, or at least I was until Colin showed his intentions as Dalton gets the foot up. Colin responds, and back in the face of his former partner and friend. And Colin has a point that Keith was relatively unknown when the Hot and Cute tag team was formed. But for Colin to take success of 100% of the victories and blame Keith for 100% of the failures is just unrealistic. A double team assisted jumping slap to the face. Mr. That's Entertainment himself. And the champion, in a position he has not often been in, over the past 11 months he has reigned. Dalton trying to fight his way free. RJ and Colin doing a great job of cutting off the ring at its hypotenuse, keeping Castle from his end of the territory. Colin, legal man, way up high. And Dalton in absolute agony. And RJ and Delaney, two of the best at breaking down an opposition. And as Dalton continues to march forward toward the fight, right now it looks like Colin and RJ having their way, at least at the time being, with major implications at hand. And again, a cheap shot to Keith Haught. Dalton kicks out at 2. I can't believe that Colin a lot I don't believe about Colin. And Colin has the audacity, the temerity, to sit next to me and act like everything's fine. Colin's actions are just like a giant middle finger in the face of Keith Haught right now. Double clothesline. And both men in trouble. RJ, no longer in his corner. I saw him creep up behind the apron on the right-hand side of your screen. Keith saw him, and Dalton in position for the tag, but RJ able to get Keith Haught off the apron. I'm not sure if Dalton's even aware what happened. And the systematic dissection of Dalton Castle continues. And check out Dalton. Colin maybe getting a bit too big for his britches in there. A little too full of himself. Dalton attempted to get back to his feet, but Colin attempts to shut him down. But Dalton trying to string something together. And RJ, again, I don't think Dalton realized the tag was made. Didn't see that knee coming. And now LaBar again with his shots in. I'm not sure if LaBar could crack an egg with one of those slaps, but he'll certainly get under your skin, certainly throw you off your game. And RJ down for the cover after the Kurt Hennig-esque neck snap. And again, Champion in big-time trouble. Champion has been in the ring for at least 90% of this match. There you see the double team. Colin connects. Oh, not this again. No, don't! Off the back of Colin! And it may be good night, RJ! Oh. But still, two men in the ring. Do something about this, referee. Here comes Colin. And there goes RJ. Dalton explodes. Was it all Dalton that left? Can the Peacock make the tag? Hey, listen to this ovation.
Minutes have gone by in this matchup. 15 minutes.
Keith Haught's in. The hot tag, and RJ City in trouble. And no coincidence, Colin skedaddled in a hurry, got out of dodge, but still feels the effects. RJ from behind. Haught finally had his chance to get Colin Delaney one-on-one, albeit for a fleeting moment. Now check this out. Keith, beautiful counter. I'll let the visual tell the story. Needless to say, RJ and Colin gonna leave Clearfield with a bad taste in their mouths. And now Colin apologizing. Oh, the crafty Delaney again. Avoids contact. And Keith Haught prone. Here comes Colin. Nobody home. Dalton swings in. Beautifully done. Trademark Dalton offense. There's RJ. Again, another preview of that title matchup coming. RJ counters Dalton. Look at Keith! All that mass through the ropes, soaring to the outside. And check out Keith Haught and his confidence. Keith finally realizing maybe he didn't need Colin instead of the other way around. And it could be time for the hot mess. No, Keith saw Colin coming and met him with a kick right to the back. Oh no, RJ. RJ gonna steal it. No. There's that sleeper. Good night, everybody. Cinched in. And Keith Haught is fading. Dalton from behind. Deadlift German. Got him. No Colin. Oh, Dalton bridged up. That midsection completely exposed. And wait a second. Colin's down. Hot mess. It's the hot mess. LeBar. Damn it, LeBar. Keith Haught had Delaney pinned. And Dalton, we're not going to wait till December for Dalton and LeBar face to face. Oh no. Oh, you could hear it. That thud was Dalton's face against the post. And now Keith sends Colin to the outside. Keith Haught getting what he came for. And this is completely broken down. What, Dalton traps RJ on top. Dalton pinned him. Dalton pinned him. The Party Peacock, the Bearcat, a small measure of revenge. And LeBar, what are you doing? And just in the nick of time, Delaney and RJ bail out LeBar. But nothing's settled between Keith Haught and Colin Delaney. And Dalton may have pinned RJ City, but it's only the second time RJ's been pinned in over a year. RJ still has an opportunity to win the IWC title and make history. Or if Dalton can repeat what we saw tonight, it's LeBar trap for 5 minutes. It's a festive atmosphere in Clearfield. But what will happen when it's winner take all from Elizabeth, Pennsylvania? We'll see you then for high stakes back in Elizabeth. Good night.
A three-way match to crown a new #1 contender for the IWC Championship. That champion is the innovator of violence, the the man behind the House of Hardcore, Tommy Dreamer. This is the man he defeated. RJ City used legal threats to get his way into a championship match with Dalton Castle back at IWC Reloaded. At the start of the night, we didn't expect that to happen, but RJ didn't expect the ending, the stipulation. Everybody had to go through the reset button, and RJ's landed on Tommy Dreamer.
I don't mean to be rude, my tubby little friend, but that's not how you say my name. See, I know there's always big superstars at Night of the Superstars, and last year, who was here? Oh, that's right, Bret the Hitman Hart was here. And I remember each and every one of you came directly to me and said, hey, we didn't come here to see Bret Hart. We came here to listen to you sing. RJ, would you please give us a few numbers? I know you've been waiting all year for this one. And after I lay waste to both my opponents and become the new #1 contender, I will get back in this ring and I will sing a song for all of you.
Please don't.
You want to know why? Because I've got to be me. I've got to be me. Willing to try to do it or die. I've got to be the man who put the entertainment back in sports entertainment. RJ City!
At least he didn't quote Ethel Merman this time. All three of these men lay claim to a title shot. Colin Delaney actually holds a victory over Tommy Dreamer an hour before Dreamer won the IWC Championship. Colin really exercised a lot of inner demons with that particular matchup, but now he feels he's rightfully #1 contender, and really it's hard to disagree with him. But, as we mentioned, it's hard to disagree with anybody in this equation while we're having the match. But ever since abandoning Keith Haught, Colin Delaney has been in rare form. I gotta give him that. All the manservants are here. Carino's new favorite wrestler, the Party Peacock Dalton Castle, reigned as IWC champion for over a calendar year, the second longest reign in company history. Lost that title to RJ City thanks to that legal injunction, those threats. Dalton has yet to get a rematch, and that's certainly why he could lay claim to being #1 contender. But what an extra bit of pizzazz, of sizzle to the steak of Dalton Castle we have seen over the past couple of weeks on Ring of Honor television. And it's bled through here to IWC, certainly. The pageantry, the aura, the mystique of Dalton Castle. ringside as well, caused more than his share of problems. I'm trying to talk over whatever Dalton's doing right now. But this is so important for all three of these athletes. Hard to bet against anybody.
Ready?
Thanks, yeah.
I'm now being joined by a very special guest, someone I've seen a lot lately. Don't have the mic too close to you, though. We are talking to reborn Matt Seidel, who's set for a big matchup with DJZ later tonight. Matt, welcome to commentary.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And certainly we're checking out a three-way matchup with Dalton Castle, Colin Delaney, RJ City. Winner will be number one contender to Tommy Dreamer. And certainly a number of these talents you've seen a lot over your travels. RJ City kind of sitting back, hanging out, but I know you know Colin and now lately Dalton very well.
Yes, RJ City with the excellent hydration technique I noticed in the corner. But I have recently become a huge fan of Dalton Castle's work. I saw him in Ring of Honor, really impressed me. Absolutely took some of the guys in the House of Truth to the limit. And of course, Colin Delaney's a peer from my ECW days, and he has quite the history with Tommy Dreamer, so there's a lot of repercussions in this match possible.
That's ECW in quotations for those of you at home.
Yes, quotations ECW.
Side headlock on Dalton. Are you going to get some manservants like Dalton Castle? You ever thought about manservants?
You know what? Ring of Honor actually originally hired me to be one of his manservants, and then they found out I had this beard now, and they figured they'd just give me a chance to be myself. But
might be a solid spot for your brother.
Yeah, he could certainly do it.
There's a cover. He's flexible. He can do like the human chair deal, you know. But who's your odds-on favorite? You've seen Dalton. Dalton's very athletic, but great size as well. He really packs the perfect punch.
Well, you know, I would say Dalton Castle's my favorite, but I'll be honest, he's been using up a lot of energy. RJ City hasn't moved an inch, so, I mean, if this match goes long, he's the favorite.
And RJ City has that pest at ringside, Justin LaBar, the would-be journalist, Mr. Chairshot Reality. And RJ got hit right in the Tony Clifton. And Colin much the same. Dalton Castle certainly motivated by the desire to get back that IWC title he held for 13 months. Matt, you know what it's like to be defeated or lose a championship and not get that return match, certainly as a performer that eats away at you.
Oh, it's so frustrating because the only way to remove the mark of a loss the night before is to go back and take a win the next night. But if it's not for that championship that you just lost, it doesn't feel the same. You're still chasing after the pursuit of being the best. And you're not going to rest until you get that championship back. And I can see it in Dalton Castle's eyes. He wants it. Out of the three guys in this match, he wants it the most.
Dalton Castle recently taking Jay Lethal to his limit on Ring of Honor television championship match. Lethal recently surpassing one whole year as television champion, so that shows you how at the top of his game Lethal has been, but Dalton certainly took him to his limit.
Absolutely epic episode of ROH TV, one of my favorites.
Colin Delaney, when you were in the same area as him, same promotion, Colin was still very young, very early 20s. Still coming into his own, still being mentored by Tommy Dreamer. How do you feel about the fact that Colin, as later said, he had turned on Dreamer back in WWE because he, quote, didn't want to end up a loser like Tommy is?
Well, what I'll tell you what is I'm impressed with the way Colin Delaney's been looking tonight. He's really got it together. You know, I never doubted that he would grow between now and his WWE time, and it's obvious that he's done that on multiple levels. His personal issues with Tommy notwithstanding, I mean, that's a matchup I'd really look forward to. Oh, wow.
Colin beat Tommy Dreamer Extreme Rules this past January at Reloaded. Feels that automatically earns him a number one contender shot, but as we mentioned, RJ, who won the title via contractual loophole, threatened to sue the company, RJ did, if he didn't get a match with Dalton Castle. So he snuck his way in. But the stipulation of the night, everybody, it was a random drawing, it was the reset button. RJ won the title, that made him eligible for the reset button. Tommy Dreamer was selected at random, and that's how Tommy Dreamer ended the night as IWC champion.
Wow.
So all three men have a case here. Dalton and RJ have not received rematches, and Colin pinned the champion an hour before he won the title. Aren't you happy I'm here to catch you up, Matt?
Yeah, we are, yeah. And let me catch you up. We're in high-risk territory, and this is my specialty. We got two guys here climbing that top rope.
You're right at home there.
Up.
And Dalton dropped down, and you can see the reverberation off that rope. And certainly you know all too well how tight those ropes are and the effect just running into the ropes, let alone snapping your body off of them, can do.
It's a double-edged sword because I need them for my offense, but when I end up landing on them, boy, oh boy, is it painful. Most people, even just training to wrestle, end up with lines directly across their back of bruises where the ropes are. Even bouncing off the ropes hurts, let alone when you get your throat knocked across them.
I'm certainly looking forward to later tonight when Air Seidel looks to silence the air horn of DJZ.
God, I already have a headache just thinking about that.
I bet DJZ even gives himself migraines. But be that as it may.
He deserves each and every single one of them.
Just for the haircut, really.
I'm cool with the hairstyle, man. It's the sound. I don't like getting my ears beaten. I take it personally. It's personally offensive to me when people invade my ear space, my sound space. I don't like getting my ears beaten. I'd rather have some guy slap me around than be so loud and obnoxious. It's not a good quality.
I think I just inadvertently gave DJZ an even worse beating later tonight than he's in for.
Yes.
But great agility by Dalton Castle, that flexibility, and LeBar thinking better of it. It's springtime. The guy's still wearing the leather jacket. Come on. Oh, jeez.
Dalton Castle's mistake was he stopped strutting and tried running. Should never, ever run when you can strut like he can strut.
So if he was strutting, he would have been able to put the brakes on.
Did you notice he was strutting around, and then as soon as he changed to run, he sped up, wham, taken out, got his head taken off.
Here we go.
Should have just been strutting, no problems.
Well, RJ City now takes control. High stakes here. Do you have a thought, Matt, on which of these three would have a better shot against Tommy Dreamer in a one-on-one title environment?
I don't think anybody will ever have an advantage against Tommy Dreamer in a one-on-one matchup. Tommy Dreamer's been through the ringer with everybody. He's faced the best of the best. He's been everywhere. There's nothing he's afraid of. There's the damage he's put his body through for the fans is unparalleled. So what these guys would have to do is take Dreamer to a limit, to a place he's never been before, and I wish them good luck with that.
And that's assuming that Dreamer can survive Extreme Rules with the Man-Beast Rhino, which is actually scheduled to be up next, I do believe. Action-packed night. Of course, Kevin Nash still here, part of a big six-man tag.
I will let you in on a little locker room inside information. But Tommy Dreamer and Rhino have been at each other's throats, let's just say. At each other's throats.
I see.
It's not pretty in this locker room. There's a little bit of extra tension, so it'll be interesting to see how that championship match plays out.
Perhaps there's a lot of bad blood there. Of course, Rhino, the last ever ECW world champion, ECW not in quotations, and Tommy Dreamer really thought of as the lifeblood and conscience of the original ECW.
It's exactly the beef, man. It's those three letters, ECW.
And Colin springs in.
Colin really has impressed me tonight.
Colin calls himself ECW, the extremely cute wrestler.
I couldn't agree with that statement more either.
Okay, well, you're very friendly right now, Justin.
Yeah, absolutely.
RJ.
Colin Delaney came up with Airborne.
Did he? Is that royalty check in the mail?
Yes, it's in the mail.
Okay, gotcha.
It's been that way for a while. Oh.
Well, Colin hasn't come up with a lot of ideas that didn't benefit himself lately, and you see that miscue. Dalton, I'm not sure if he intentionally caused that rift or not, but the egos of RJ and Colin causing this very a makeshift alliance to implode.
The friendship never lasts through the whole match. Don't.
There you go.
Vile.
RJ City promised to serenade the entire city of Meadville after a victory in this match. Easier said than done. This is one fall of a finish. Colin Delaney in with a sunset flip, but Dalton Castle. If my Elizabeth broadcast colleague were here, he would be mentioning that connected right in the mommy-daddy button. If Steve Carino was here, he would say ding-ding. Matt Seidel, thankfully, staying quiet.
Higher ground, my friends. There it is. Wow.
Great takeover by Dalton, who does have an amateur background as well. Natural athlete all his life. Colin dropped onto RJ. He's got them both pinned. 4 shoulders down. What an emphatic statement that would be. Dalton doesn't have to beat both men, but he almost did.
Uh-oh. I see some chicanery possibly in the corner.
Well, RJ looking for refuge. Dalton with an ankle lock.
I definitely see a lot of Ken Shamrock in that ankle lock.
That would make Colin Steve Blackman. And that good night,
Classic
everybody.
Lions Den match-esque.
RJ with that sleeper, he calls it good night, everybody. Now he's got, well, half a sleeper on each side. There's a double back suplex. You can't put a sleeper on both guys.
You need 2 hands for that. What kind of rookie mistake is that?
You gotta focus, as Gorilla Monsoon would say, where the ramus of the mandible articulates with the mandibular fossa of the temporal bone.
Precisely.
And Dalton Castle Peacock gonna fly! Nobody home. Now Colin taking a risk. Nobody's near him. Colin waiting for somebody unknowingly. That didn't work. Colin didn't think that one out. And now RJ, just like he enjoys all the spotlight on him. Ethel Merman's favorite wrestler puts the brakes on. But Dalton waiting. Dalton and RJ, unforgettable rivalry at the end of 2014 for the IWC title. Reprised here for a moment in time, and it's all Dalton exploding. Look out. Hard spill. That could certainly take Dalton out of this contest. Colin counters to a stunner.
Shades of Dragon Kid. Amazing counter.
Colin digging deep in the arsenal. Perhaps preparing to pull something out Tommy Dreamer hasn't seen from him. If he makes it that far. Well, you can see that faraway look in Colin's eyes. Not the place he needs to be.
He's going to have to dig down deep.
Oh, Dalton sees an opening. Colin, he knows he's going to get the worst end of that. He's on top of that tower. Smart move by Colin to fight this off.
Excellent observation.
And Dalton, that deadlift German. Colin's too far to interrupt. No, he got there. Oh, that's how Dalton won many an IWC title match. He pinned Luke Gallows. He pinned DJZ. But Colin interrupts that fall and now tries to pick up the scraps.
Colin just went from being in the worst position to the best position. He's in control now.
That desperation on Colin's face. He beat Dreamer once. He has to do it twice to get back on top. But still so far away. The 2 best of IWC in 2014 stand in front of him. Dalton's body just stiffs up. Knocked loopy before he hit the ground. Was the party peacock. Now all 3 men showing the effects. The heart of a champion is who can dig down the deepest. Who can sacrifice of themselves the most. You know it very well, Mr. Seidel. It's gut check time.
It's about who gets up.
And
it's any man's game now.
Now wait a second. LeBar just passed something. That's his shoe. LeBar just passed his shoe to RJ, who nailed Colin. Dalton got out of the way. German attempt again. God, LeBar, will he stoop to... What won't he stoop to? Pile driver? No. Wait, Dalton's got the pin. Dalton's got the pin. No.
I thought we had a new #1 contender right there. Excellent pinning combination.
RJ. Good night, everybody.
RJ with the sleep priest, got it in flush. And Dalton fading fast.
He's got that on tight.
Absolutely. RJ's weight over top of Dalton's. And Colin, the official, didn't see it. The official was with Dalton, but Colin snuck in with a low blow to RJ. And Colin trying to beat Dalton with RJ's move, but Dalton will roll up, he got him! Dalton avenges that title loss. And he moves on. Dalton moves on to meet the winner of Tommy Dreamer and Rhino coming up at a later date here in IWC. Check IWCWrestling.com for all the information. But Matt, talk to us about this contenders match and talk to us, how ready does Dalton Castle appear to get back on top?
I am very, very impressed, and I think whether it's Tommy Dreamer or Rhino, they're in for a treat when they go there against Dalton Castle, because he brings something special to the ring, and he proved it tonight. There's a point where all three men were down, and now there's one standing. There's your evidence right there. That kid could be a champion very soon.
Lamar and RJ irate, but they're the ones that introduced the shoe. They caused a lot of these problems. Dalton Castle, already former IWC champion, second longest in history. He could get there again, but what will the reaction be? The reciprocity of Colin Delaney and RJ City now that they realize they are out of title contention.